Hey everyone, so in case of you guys don't know, I'm a big Ben 10 fan. I have done season 1 of characters, villains, neutral characters, so on and so forth. I did just recently post season 2 villainous creatures. So those are the people that are not human-esque. I don't know what I'm considering a villainous creature. My definition varies from here and there, but you could sort of see, like, maybe allies of Dr. Anima or Hex if he manages to get any charms out. And yeah. So today it's going to be allies. This is going to be pretty long. I'm going to estimate about 25 minutes, so grab some comfy pants and let's start with the quiz. Again, huge thanks to Watch Anime Dub. They're really helpful with this. I'm able to get the audio. I can't show the video because I know for a fact that if I do, I'm going to get copyright written and I'm not going to go through all that. So let's begin with our very first character. So I'll play the line and then I'll give you 10 seconds.
What are you doing?
1 sec.
Sending Vilgax out with a bang.
Right now.
And then kablamo. No more Vilgax. Or so I thought. Until today.
That was his first line. 10 seconds, good luck. By the way, this is his recent version, and this is a younger version that's shown in Truth. So, this is Grandpa Max. He's the tertiary character, more of the wisdom giver. He's a human who first appeared in the episode Truth. He's appeared in all other episodes since. He's a good hacker, has knowledge about the aliens and the Omnitrix, and doesn't reveal that until the final episode of season 1, because he likes to keep his plumber life secret. He is often the wisdom giver, as I said to Ben, offering very good advice on how to approach things rather than just going in full tilt. But we're good. We'll get to that later. He is somewhat strong, and is quite durable for his age as well. He has knowledge on teaming animals and secret societies, as well as medicine, nuclear reactors, access to plumber bases, as well as a plumber's suit. He knows other worlds, he knows how to operate alien ships, he knows of ancient legends, can fly a helicopter, a car, a swampo, an RV, and possesses the null void projector and has knowledge on that realm. And if for anyone that's new to Ben 10, the null void is sort of like that one place, like, in every series where there's always that one place where they store, like, all the big bads. The null void is that area, but they don't really explore it much in the original series. They more explore it in Alien Force Ultimate Alien, and a little in Omniverse, not really that much. Man, I can't wait for season 3 because it has been one of my favorite villains. However, with Grandpa Max, he is old, not as spry as he used to be. He often doesn't know where items are in the plumber storage area, but then again, that might be common knowledge considering that, he's been retired for a long time. He's very slow, he's annoyed by Ben and Gwen's constant bickering, and when he has an objective, he often stays dead set on it, not care about anything or anyone else, but he won't go anywhere without the kids. I don't know if that's a help or a hindrance. Sometimes it varies here and there. And next person, I should probably say what I'm considering a power. Is there anything that's explicitly said about their species? Well, with the exception of humans. Anything with their species, as well as anything that's explicitly shown. I'm not listening to anything that's indicated, unless it's indicated about their species. Because I know the wiki that I like using for fact check often does that. And I'm like, well, I don't have the video game, so I can't really confirm or deny this, so I'm not going to include it. Anyways, next person, and here's his first line. You already heard the whoa part. 10 seconds. And not really much to come on. But I think you guys should know it. Hopefully. This is Benjamin Kirby Tennyson. Who the hell did... Oh, sorry. Who decided to have the middle name of Kirby? Also known as Ben 10, he's the main character. He's a human who first appeared in Truth and appeared in all other episodes after that. He possesses the Omnitrix, who grants him the power of any alien he chooses or it chooses. Sometimes it just chooses randomly. And it can power up even when he's in danger with no recharge because, as it said later on in Omniverse, way later on, if the possessor of the Omnitrix is in danger of dying, the Omnitrix has a sort of program that won't allow the user to die. I'm assuming that it's with the exception of old age, but we don't really know. He's also shown to be a good detective. He can swim and possesses a hoverboard as of the episode Hunted and knows how to ride it. He's very agile and fast and a great rock climber. However, he constantly bickers with his cousin but grew to respect her. He gains any weaknesses the alien may have. He's pretty much useless when it's timed out. He's often desperate for awards which can get in his way. He tends to muscle with no regard for strategy. He's still a child and often does stupid things as well as being very gullible and can easily be taken by surprise. He has a very deep careness for his family, which again, like Grandpa Max, can be either a strength or weakness. But he is very weak. Alone, he has coulrophobia, which is the fear of clowns. Not very helpful when he has a clown as a villain, Zombozo. But we don't see him again till Alien Force, so we don't have to worry about him. He's grossed out by Grandpa Max's cooking, easily trapped under debris. His desire to be a plumber often lacks how little details he misses. He's often too reliant on the Omnitrix and is weak to electricity as with all aliens and can be very clumsy. I know these guys are taking forever, but we're almost done with the main ones. This is the final one. Here's our first song.
Just a guy doing
Not
a
this
job.
song.
Excuse me, but exactly what was that job?
10 seconds. Okay, so I don't know if you guys can see anything over here, but you can sort of get a little hint. Anodite, Ben, Lucky Girl. That should be enough to figure out that this is Gwen Tennyson, who is the secondary character. She's a human, but in the next series she is discovered to be an Anodite, which is a sort of magical being. But we'll worry about that when we get to Alien Force. So she first appeared in, and then there were 10, and appeared in Truth, and appeared in all other episodes after that. So she's shown to be Ben's brain to his brawn. She's a good hacker, skilled fighter, more specifically in jujitsu, as she confirmed. She has knowledge on magic and magical artifacts, and is deemed a master magician by the Staff of Ages. In case you guys don't know, the Staff of Ages, which is essentially just a stick with something of a skull on top of it, with a nose ring. And it can only be wielded by a master magician. Hax is able to wield it as well as Gwen. However, Charmcaster, which we'll get to in the villain episode, which is next, she's not unable to. And for the brief time, she has the power of luck and was known as Lucky Girl, which made her very agile and strong. This is her original one. She does have another Lucky Girl. I should probably place a picture in which instead of the charm worn around her neck, it's a little gauntlet that she wears. She has knowledge on medicine, possesses the Omnitrix in an alternate timeline, knowledge on the periodic table. She's good with a bow and arrow, can ride a hoverboard, loves the ocean and its creatures, and can ride a motorboat. However, she's shown to bicker with Ben and is grossed out by Grandpa Max's cooking. Alrighty, now that we finally have the main characters out of the way, let's go into some other characters that are considered neutral. So here, I don't know if you guys saw that. That was a quick flash, but here's the next guy and his first line.
Bested the best, then spared my life. Now you are my master.
10 seconds. So, this guy is Technor. He hasn't really had any other appearances other than his very first appearance, which is in Grudge Match. He's a Detroit. First, as I said, he first appeared in Grudge Match, where he was the reigning champ of Six Vajimas. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing that. Mega Cruiser before being bested by Kevin and Ben, who was teamed up by Six. And then he declared Ben his official master as he officially beated him. And then spared his life, which is, for some reason, very unusual on the ship. I'm definitely not going on that ship anytime soon. And together they helped plan a coup, and then he almost died after being captured and was almost fed to these strange strange aliens. But he was then saved after by upgrade to upgrade 6, and then was led all the way to escape pods, and he was pushed in one and was supposedly taken off the ship. But then after a battle with Kevin, it's revealed that he did not go on the escape pod and instead stayed with Ben. So he yanked Kevin out onto the ship and then sent Ben on his way. So he's very strong and was highly respected, as well as being extremely durable. He has a spike ball for a hand, but it's never really used, and is able to break through chains. However, he tends to brag a lot and has a very short fuse, and instead his species is not that intelligent. Then again, we only are introduced to 2 of its kind, Technor and Volcanus, which is another character we'll get to in the next video. Now, the next guy, I cannot play his first line because he reveals his name. That's one of the rules I have. If he reveals or she reveals his name in the first line, I cannot play it because then it will defeat the purpose. So, good luck with this guy. 10 seconds. So this is Lieutenant Steele. And I'll get up his first line. So this is his first line.
Lieutenant Steele, Special Alien Containment Team. We'll take it from here. Concussion bazooka!
So I just revealed his name. It's Lieutenant Steele. I wish he made so many more appearances, but really he never did get off the ground with Ben 10. So sad. He was a nice neutral. He was like the perfect neutral Ben 10 character. Crazy government agents. Gotta love him. You know? So he's a human who first appeared in the episode Framed. He does make another appearance in season 3. However, it was a vision and not an actual person. And honestly, that episode is very psychedelic at the very end. So he first appeared in Framed, where he went after all the alien encounters that, at the time he didn't know that Kevin was doing them before meeting with the Tennysons. And after a wrong place at the wrong time incident, he blamed Ben for all the crimes that Kevin was doing and started growing suspicious of them. He then cornered them in an alley, but was then interrupted when Kevin started attacking and attempted to beat him, but he then failed and was tossed onto one of the cables of the Golden Gate Bridge. And after Ben battled him, he then ordered one of his officers to shoot at Kevin, launching him into the water, and then was saved by 4 arms. He was still suspicious of them at the very end of the episode, but allowed them all to leave. Leaving them with the warning that there are strange things out there. The reason why he was still suspicious is because they're always around whenever an alien attacks. So actually, a government agent couldn't put two and two together there. You know? He did sort of figure out the Omnitrix, think it was a calling thing, but other than that, he really didn't figure anything else out. So, as I said before, he's a government agent who has access to crazy weapons, a group of men, special training. He's very strong and highly respected, who has a knife and a gun, and is the leader of the SACT, Special Alien Containment Team. But he tends to rely on his men too much, he often arrests without cause, and he's pretty weak on his own, even though that he's able to defend himself. So this is the next one, so we're into another set of heroes. So this is her first line.
Big, strong alien like you doing on a planet like this. We make a good team, don't we?
Sorry you missed a few seconds of her first line. I don't know why I couldn't get it exact, but 10 seconds. So this is Tiny, but it's not spelled the same. It's spelled with I's. So that was her first line. She's a Tetraman who first appeared in the Galactic Forces as she's part of the team who battled 6-6 and Volcans throughout the episode. In the first encounter, they were beaten and helped Four Arms lift the museum off and gave a tour of the ship. And then in the strip mine, she went off script and saved Ben, which led to her being trapped in a pipe of all things. And then she helped capture 6-6 and Volcans in the forgery, lifting them up to the teleporter, and then carried them as well as hooking up with, I can never pronounce his name, Synapac, something like that. I can never pronounce that name. So she has a sonic clap and has the same powers as Swarm, only a bit more experience with them as she was born a Tetraman. But she has the same weaknesses as Tetramans too, like not being able to go into small spaces, all that sort of stuff. And also her love for Ben and her team tends to make her go off script to save them. So this is the next character. Wait. Not that long.
Okay, this
Hold up.
is weird.
Rescue formation Alpha 9.
That was his first line. Sorry. I can never get it exact. I have to work on that. 10 seconds. So, this is Ultimos. As it's said in the Ben 10 universe, he's sort of the Ben 10 version of Superman. Very weak version of him. His species is unknown. It's known what planet he's from. I forgot the name of it though. But he's part of the Galactic Forces. He's the leader of the Galactic Forces and appeared in that episode. Who tried to beat Volcans and 6-6 on the street and failed. He managed to save the museum pillars though, and then brought Ben aboard the ship with the others. He then showed Ben the rules before facing off against the duo again, but was unfortunately weakened by chocolate that Ben gave him. And then finally, he finally caved into Ben's idea to surprise the villains, and he managed to beat them, but with his freeze breath, freezing them with lava, with frozen hardened lava, and then officially brought them aboard the ship. But before he made Ben an official Galactic Enforcer, hoping that one day soon they will meet again. They never met again. I think they met in the future timeline and then made one appearance in Alien Force, and that's it. So he's able to fly, he has laser eyes, he's super strong, he has a teleporter to teleport him on and off the ship. And on the ship he also has things called observers to scan for any villains. And he also has freeze breath. However, he can't have chocolate as an ingredient in it, as said by the man I can never pronounce, sucrataxonite. it's poisonous to him. Therefore, he's a yes man. He can rarely say no to people. Has tendencies to not break from the rules. Often leads to the villains getting away. So this is the next guy. Here's his first line. 10 seconds. I know he has a soft voice. So this is that one guy that I can never pronounce. Zinepatak. You know what I mean. That person. That's how you spell it. So his species is unknown. He first appeared in the Galactic Forces as part of that team, who didn't beat Volcanus in 6-6 on their first try in the street and managed to save the museum as well. And he then battled them in a strip mine but was shot down, but managed to save the team from a rock slide. And in the end, they won at the forgery and hooked up with Tiny before being beamed up onto the ship. So he's able to levitate, he has telekinesis, and can form an impenetrable barrier as well as a laser beam. However, he's often mean-spirited. A sonic laser can knock him on the ground, which is honestly very hard to do. And yes, I should have pointed out this glass is impenetrable. You cannot break this glass. And he often relies on his powers, sometimes a little too much. However, it's unknown if he can actually walk on the ground, as it's never shown. So, this is the next person, and here's his first line. Gotta love that first line. 10 seconds. So, this person is Gilbert, who is a human who first appeared in Camp Fear, who ran out in the road to warn Ben and his family of something coming. And after being knocked out by Fear due to Cannonball, thanks a lot, they took him back to camp where he teamed up with Gwen, Andy, and Mandy to take back control of the camp, and won. It's unknown what happened to him after the episode, but he is said to actually come back to the camp. I am definitely not going back to the camp, because as I said in the Creatures episode, there's something fishy going on there. Yeah, I think it finally got to them. So he's a good with a baseball launcher, is somewhat smart, and knows the layout of the camp as well as places to hide. But he's often very cowardly and tends to run or hide from danger and has no special powers of his own. So this is their first line. So this is a duo of characters. 10 seconds. So, sorry about that quick transition there, but these are twins, Andy and Mandy. I decided to include them together since they're pretty much inseparable throughout the episode. So, first appeared in Camp Fear, where they hid out in a kitchen pantry before Ben and the gang found them, and there they helped fend off the Mycelium's minions together with Gwen and Gilbert, and succeeded, but like Gilbert, is unknown what happened to him afterwards. However, they also said that they may come back. So they both look out for each other and protect one another and tend to agree with each other on everything. Sometimes also finishing each other's sentences or talking at the same time and almost never bickering. With Grandpa Max explicitly saying they're good role models for Ben and Gwen. And Andy might have played hockey in the past, as it's shown that he was able to knock out at least 4 mutant mushrooms before the puck finally stopped. And it's also good with a self-tying rope, as he was able to make one out of shoes to save Mandy from a mutant plant. And Mandy is pretty good with a paintball gun. But like Gilbert, they can be cowardly, but unlike Gilbert, they're not afraid to stand up. And while they don't bicker often, it is shown that they can from time to time, as shown on the zipline scene, and Gwen finally snapped. But, sorry. And like Gilbert, they too also have no special powers. So, here's the next person. Good luck. So this person is called Apuk. Don't mispronounce that. So he has no first line. He usually tends to yell a lot. And he is a god. I don't know. Is that considered a species? Who first appeared in Ultimate Weapon, where he protected a sword of Actua and pummeled some knights before trying to get it. And he also heavily beat down Forarms, but he was then knocked out by the combined force of Gwen, Max, and Ben. Now, I don't really consider this guy a neutral character. I would consider him a villain, but the Ben 10 fanbase considers him a neutral character. I don't know. Pushing neutral. So he's very strong and very agile and is extremely durable and has a very versatile tongue. However, he can be knocked out with enough force, and that's a lot of force. 2 more. So this is the next guy.
Max Tennyson, it's been way too long.
10 seconds. This is so boring. So this is Donovan Grandsmith, who is a human who first appeared in They Lurked Below Him, which he was the first owner of the first and only underwater resort in the most stupid spot in the world, in the middle of the Bermuda Triangle. He invited Ben and the gang to get an exclusive first look at the tour of the place before it was unveiled to the public. And after the tour and near-death experience, he led Max to the power source, which powers the place. He got it from an alien ship that crash-landed in the Bermuda Triangle. It powered the ship, hence why the cyber squids attacked. But he managed to escape, and after a stern lesson by Grandpa Max, he said he'll spend more time with his grandson. So he is a billionaire, really, really rich, who owns multiple resorts, 15 resorts to be exact, and is extremely smart. However, he's very greedy and arrogant, often ignoring safety concerns just to get a 5-star rank. And he's also obsessed with his grandson becoming the next in line, to the point of almost selfishness. Speaking of his grandson, so this is his first line.
Well, whatever.
10 seconds, good luck. Doesn't he remind you of someone almost? I don't know why. For anyone that's watched either the reboot or the Omniverse, you'll know who I'm talking about. But this is Edwin Eddie Grandsmith. He reminds me almost of Billy Billions from Omniverse, or in the reboot. I prefer him in the reboot as his Omniverse design is extremely stupid. So he is a human who first appeared in They Lurked Below, where he accompanied Ben and Gwen throughout the episode, taking them out with the sub, giving them a nice tour. But he was then attacked by the cyber squids and had to come back. And when he and Ben and Gwen were separated, they got to the power source and reversed its energy to destroy the resort and the squids in it, before coming to the surface and spending more time with his grandpa, Donovan. So he's a smart person. He's able to reverse engineer a power core, an alien power core, and was the first non-villain character to figure out Ben 10's true identity. Hence why this person is probably one of the most underrated Ben 10 neutral characters of all time. He's a huge Super Saiyans fan. I don't know if that's a power or not. If it is, then I should probably include Ben in that as well. He's a great swimmer, though it's only mentioned, it's never shown. He knows the layout of the underwater resort and can operate a sub. And he loves the ocean and its creatures, knowing a lot about them, and can ride a motorboat. However, he often has no concerns and loves breaking the rules. And while he doesn't take advantage of it, he's pretty spoiled. So this concludes the video. I'm just going to quickly say like, sub, and tell me how many you got below. So long, and I'll see you next time when we'll cover part 1 of probably 3 with villains. Bye.